Nice.
Yeah. Woo. Welcome to episode 200 of the Whatnauts Captain's Log, where every week we thirst for the taste of legend. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined live in studio.
Yes.
By Melissa Wilkinson.
I'm here. I drove here for this very monumental occasion of 200 Captain's Log episodes.
Yes. Yes, this is monumentous. It is great. If you are listening to this as a podcast, we hope you enjoy, but you should absolutely watch the YouTube version of this, because we're the whole point is we're live here. You guys can see us in the same room.
Us. We have balloons.
We got party hats.
It's a party, for real.
We have some balloons in the back that say Jossum and Yay. In honor of my Street Shark action figures that are back here.
The third co-host is the collective Street Sharks.
Street Sharks, the entity. Man, we have a lot to talk about and hang out. Just all sorts of stuff. We'll get to hear about the weekend, all of the fun stuff that we have done this weekend. We got some drinks with us, some sodas all the way from St. Louis.
I brought them. You needed to have a local treat.
Yeah. Sam is in the chat. Hi, Sam. Sam asked, are the Street Sharks your new grandchildren? Me.
My new godchildren.
Godchildren.
Yeah, Sam's extensive collection of amiibos I've already announced to be my godchildren. So yeah, I don't have I have literal nieces and nephews, and I will, as I grow older, I will expand to friends' kids and friends' pets. And until I have those, friends' action figures are absolutely going to do the trick.
Oh yeah,
I'm very happy to play godmother to a little plastic Ness. I've missed Ness's birthday so many times. Gotta send the kid a gift.
Sam's been selling your godchildren.
Oh, that's
how does that make you feel?
They can do what they want, Sam. I'll be with them in spirit.
Sam drives a hard bargain. Good stuff. Well, yeah, we are live here in Oklahoma City.
Yes.
Plenty of things to talk about, as I've alluded to. You're all the way down from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yes.
Yeah. So how was the trip?
It was good. It was a little longer than I thought. There's so much Oklahoma. You hit it and you think you've seen enough, and then it just keeps going. It goes forever. Oklahoma's it's long. You don't even seem like you're that far in the state. I've been to Springfield, Missouri many times. I had friends who went there in college, so I was used to driving down there, which is maybe a halfway point. Maybe it's 40% of the way here.
Sure, yeah.
So I knew that drive, and then I've been to Tulsa before, and I knew that drive, and then everything between Tulsa and Oklahoma City was so pretty at first. It's cool to drive past Tulsa. There's neat sights. I like they can go 80 miles an hour. That's very helpful. But I was on one stretch that just kept happening. How is there more of this? Why is there nothing between Tulsa and Oklahoma City?
Yeah, it's pretty much a straight shot. So how long did it take you?
I think I left at 7, and I think I got to my hotel a 5:15, but that includes stops. I have to go into Springfield and go to my favorite old coffee shop. Yes.
Okay.
So not terrible. Definitely could be more efficient.
Cool.
Nice drive. Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Oklahoma. You've been here for a couple days, but again, welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here in your home and your studio.
Yes.
I can see the fabled Whatnauts neon sign that you have
right off screen over there.
Yeah, but it's the neon lights fluctuate. They're the wrong frequency, and they have lines on the screen.
It seems to not be doing that anymore on screen. So we can see it here on screen, and it's not really and that's the Whatnauts sign is on. You guys can't see it really, but it's there.
It exists.
It exists.
Yeah, it's vertical on the wall, which I think is very funny because it looks like the little rocket ship. Oh my god, our balloons are down. Balloon disaster.
Yay is down.
Oh well. We've still got Jossum here. Jossum's got to handle the whole load today.
Why? Man. Yeah, so all the way from St. Louis.
Yes.
Brought these sodas.
Yes.
Let's talk about these first.
Fitz's, our own local bottle works. They make good sodas. And they have like a really nice restaurant. You can go visit it in the Del Mar Loop, one of my fave restaurants we have. So this was a nice, easy to transport, non-perishable treat I could bring down here for you.
Mm-hmm.
I brought you a selection of their flavors. You have the Hip Hop Pop, which is one of my faves. It's berry flavored, comes with a caffeine kick.
I mean, you know me, hip hop extraordinaire.
Exactly. Bring that to the B-boy. And I just have the standard diet root beer. So I've been sugared up enough over the weekend. I'll take the diet soda.
Ooh, Sam says you can get Smiley fries.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I order them as an adult. They let me do it.
Is it meant to be like a kid's thing?
It's technically on the kids menu, but they don't ID you.
You don't know how old I am.
Listen, I'm going to count to 10 and then no farther. See, I'm a child. I don't know what 11 is.
Can you help me tie my shoes? So yeah, cool. Hip hop pop. So I just had my first sip. This is like a berry kind of cola. It's not cherry cola, but it does have that distinct like berry flavor, like raspberry flavor. Interesting. It's good,
right? They've got good stuff. I also brought down a gooey butter cake, the St. Louis classic. I kept it in like a cooler bag all the way down here. I put it in the fridge in my hotel. The next morning I opened the fridge and I thought, I don't think this fridge works. This is not cool. I mean, it's not cold in here remotely. So rest in peace, gooey butter cake.
Yep.
If you guys come to visit, there's so many more things I will have to feed you live. You'll get the gooey butter cake. You'll get the thin crust Provel pizza. You'll get the T-Wraps.
Perfect. I say we try and make that happen for episode 300.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to episode 200.
Thank.
Good stuff. Yeah, that is good. I like that a lot.
Glad you enjoy.
Yeah. Man, so you got here on Friday afternoon.
Yes.
And the very, very first thing that we did
surprise
was take you to the mall.
I had to go to the mall. I had to go to the Yankee Candle store specifically. I wanted that to be a thing we did together. Go to Yankee Candle.
Yep.
No other candle would suffice. Had to be Yankee.
Yeah. Of course, you all know that Melissa loves the mall. So we had to go there. We might even go to another mall today.
Two malls.
Depending.
Mall sandwich.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, we just did a big loop, went into some of these stores and stuff like that. And like you said, we went to Yankee Candle. So I bought one that was like I forget exactly what it was called. It was like this dark blue color. It's more like tropical, beachy, but it's really subtle in its sense. So it's not like, oh, good God, it's a beach. Oh, no. But yeah, that one is good. And then my girlfriend got one that is amber and sandalwood.
Oh, that's nice.
Which is a good one. Yeah.
Mine's called Mountain Lodge, and it's one I read about when I was doing Yankee Candle research for our last trivia night as one of their best sellers. There was some like viral post on Tumblr that was like, this candle smells like the boyfriend you want. Picture a man. Make sure you've got the right man. Tom Hiddleston won't do. You need a Chris Evans for this. Right. It's like you need a burlier man. You need a man who could like chop firewood.
Could rip it in half.
Right, exactly. So I wanted like a very like manly autumnal smell. Okay. So I got that to take home with me.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. We do have a Yankee Goes to Hollywood segment that we will be doing later on. I still haven't updated the logo, so it's still the old one, but it is a thing.
It has a logo, and I think that's progress.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. So we'll do that down the road, because we also did go see a movie this weekend, so we'll get to that in a bit here. But yeah, went to the mall, and then we went out to eat that night. Where did we go? What was the first night we went to? It was the Whiskey Cake.
Whiskey Cake.
Where we went here.
So good.
Yes.
Fancy deviled eggs.
I had never been there. Yeah, we got some deviled eggs for an appetizer, which Oklahoma is the first place I've seen that does deviled eggs as an appetizer. That's new to me.
I like it. I like let's take church potluck foods and elevate them.
Yeah. So we had that. I had it was called their hot hen. It was a chicken sandwich. I thought it was gonna be spicy. Was not spicy, but it did have like a heat to the it had a really good flavor that I liked a lot. It was the like juiciest chicken I've ever had. It was fantastic. So if you're here in Oklahoma City, go check out Whiskey Cake.
It's mall adjacent. Yes. You can go to the mall and walk across the parking lot and then go there. Such a beautiful scenic restaurant. Our waiter was really hunky. Like our waiter's like one of the guys that this candle evokes.
So when we sat down, the hostess gave us our menus and was like, your server, I forget his name.
Austin. Shout out to Austin.
Shout out to Austin Whiskey Cake. She was like, your server's name is Austin. You'll really like him.
Yeah.
And then like left, and I was just like, okay, sure.
It was true.
And it was true. He was fantastic. Yes. He was great.
Everyone I've like encountered here in Oklahoma City has been so nice. I've had so many I went to Walgreens. And I like the lady at Walgreens, like I watched her like have a conversation with every person in line in front of me. And I was so excited. Like, I'm going to get up there and I'm going to check out. And then I get to have a conversation with her.
Yes.
People here are so friendly.
Good stuff. So what did you have at Whiskey Cake?
A burger. It was like, it's called the OMG burger because it's got onions and mushrooms. It's got an onion ring, a full onion ring on it. And it stayed really crunchy the whole time, which is so impressive. It was an onion ring and mushroom and Gouda and like pickle sauce. Not pickles, but pickle sauce.
Interesting.
It was so good. Beautiful, light, fluffy bun. Such an incredible construction.
Yeah. Yeah. It was great food, good service. Some good cocktails too. I had one called the Tennessee Stud, some whiskey drink, but it was fantastic.
Fantastic. Good cocktails. Very nice.
Good stuff. So that was the first night.
Night one.
Recapped. Full day, Saturday.
Yeah.
We did all sorts of stuff on Saturday. First thing we did, 10 in the morning, we went to this place called Factory Obscura.
Yes.
This is a place that I had been last year when I came out to visit my girlfriend. And I mentioned it here on the show.
That's where the Lemon Boy is from. You've seen Kyle in his Lemon Boy shirt? Yeah. This is the home of Lemon Boy.
Exactly. And so we went to that. I wasn't sure what exhibit was going to be there. I didn't know how long they stayed there. It was the same one that I went to a year ago. But this time they had a scavenger hunt, which was fun because then I could go look for extra stuff there. But Factory Obscura, what did you think? Great.
This is an interactive modern art museum. I went to something like this in Tulsa, actually. It's called AHA, like AHHA, I think.
Sure.
Similar to the vein of like a Meow Wolf, if you know that. Really immersive.
I think this one is actually like in conjunction
they're
with
friends,
them.
Which is so nice. Just little immersive spaces. You can walk around. You can touch everything. I love a touching museum. Like there's rooms themed after different like emotions, different environments. There was Bird Room. There was underwater pastels.
The Love Tunnel.
Love Tunnel's very cool.
There's closet, like an old like closet with
full of clothes. Touch
stuff.
all the clothes.
Yeah.
There's like a teenage bedroom that's got like a whole diary you can look through and desk drawers you can open. And there's like 90s stuff in there covered with this collage of like images cut out from magazines. It's like, it's teen heartthrobs and like pop stars and things like that. But also there's a photo I noticed cut out in a heart of like modern day Steve Martin and Martin Short. Which honestly true. Put it there. Put it in any environment, and I think that's appropriate.
Absolutely. It was a blast. Yeah, from what I understand, each room is by a different local creator, and the room was based off an emotion that they felt while listening to a mixtape.
Yeah,
some kind of mixtape either they had or were given or made for someone else, stuff like that. So it's kind of this memory, like frozen in time, that you get to go and experience. And it's fun. There's all sorts of like fancy lights. They give you these like not 3D, but these
Christmas light glasses.
Yeah. These glasses that you can go see, and the lights have all the like glittery effects on them, and it is trippy. It's so much fun.
One of the areas you walk through is like a fake brick alleyway covered with like fake posters for like bands and comedy shows and things like that. And one of them was a missing poster. This is a big picture of a crocodile, and it says, "Lost. My BFF Gary is missing. He is very shy but loves power ballads. So blast Faithfully by Journey and he'll come right up to you."
And they had a Gundam sticker.
There was a Gundam sticker.
There's a Gundam sticker. I remembered that from last year, and that was like one of the first things. I was like, I hope it's still here.
There's a missing poster for, it's a cat, but where the cat's face would be, they photoshopped just an entire human mouth and tongue. Missing. Randolph enjoys eating LED lights and whimsy. He knows his name, but will not give you the satisfaction of answering to it. If found, please return to mixtape in Oklahoma City.
Yeah. So that was a blast. What did you have like a favorite room in that one? A favorite thing to touch or interact with?
Okay. So when you're in the teenage bedroom, there's this vanity, and it's like covered in stickers and like lights and things like that. And there's a hairbrush you can pick up, a big old like round like curling hairbrush, and it's attached to a wire. And it's like a karaoke brush, like you'll sing a song to yourself in the mirror, and you click these buttons and like it'll play snippets of different songs, and the lyrics will illuminate on the mirror. It's so clean looking.
Yeah.
And one of them was Where Is My Mind by the Pixies. And I could hear it from the other room. I was in this like carnival area, and I'm looking at all this carnival popcorn, and then I hear that song, and it was a very Mr. Robot moment. There's its own place in an episode of Mr. Robot. I think in a scene where they are in the abandoned arcade.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that felt very serendipitous.
Interesting. I think one of my favorite things is they have all of these like little secret passageways and stuff you can climb up in. Some of them are a little bit small, so they're hard to crawl in comfortably. But especially for younger kids, they can go and crawl around. They have a slide and look out spots that you can go spy on people. I think that's just one of my favorite bits, is that it's not just like you can go from room to room, but there's like these extra little
there's hidey holes.
Yeah,
there's like little compartments you can slide into. It's fun for all ages. There was a kid who was like 3 running around who was having a great time.
Oh God! So I heard it was a kid, and then I don't know if it was his parents or like his mom and his aunt or who knows what. But that like he was walking around with them and was like, so each of these different rooms are supposed to make you feel a different emotion, right? Yeah. And they were just like, yeah, that's I think that's the idea. And then he goes, oh well, this whole thing is making me feel very emo, and in my mind I'm like, yeah. You know that the word emo is short for emotional. You know that, right? And then his mom or his aunt or whoever was like, yeah, I think emo is a good word.
Oh my God, it's not a good word.
It was really funny. But yeah, so we had a scavenger hunt to go look at all these little extra details.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, you look at a picture on a wall. The thing is just covered from floor to ceiling with textures and details and things hanging off of it and fixed on the wall. It is just an entire cave of stuff. And they have like, oh, go find a set of ants on a picnic.
Yes.
And you have to like look at all of these things to find these 2 ants having a picnic.
It's up there. You have to like look above your head, and there it is.
Yeah, there's stuff you have to like peek behind things or open up stuff to find it. It was a blast. It was a lot of fun.
Check it out.
Yes, absolutely. After that, we went downtown.
We did.
Yeah. Downtown Oklahoma City is what we call Bricktown. There's kind of a river walk thing similar to San Antonio. That was really cool to get to walk around that. They have mini golf and laser tag, a Ferris wheel. They have little boat rides,
snow
things
cones.
That you can do. But we went and ate lunch at Bricktown Brewery.
There's also an old man doing magic who we saw but did not interact with. On another day, I would have been completely on old man doing street magic.
Trick me, old man. Show me magic. Good stuff. But yeah, then we ate lunch at Bricktown Brewery. I've been there once before, not at that location, but I've been there once before, and it's really good stuff.
Sam has been to the Oklahoma City Riverwalk. Sam lives in San Antonio, so you know from Riverwalks.
Yeah. This is a much smaller.
Very little.
One than San Antonio, yeah. And there's not, it's not filled with big hotels like right there on the Riverwalk, but it's mostly restaurants and bars and stuff like that. So food was good at Bricktown. We had some local sodas.
Yeah,
you got to have some local Oklahoma City sodas.
It was said in the menu that it was a strawberry milkshake soda, and I'm like, what do you mean a milkshake flavored soda? And I got it, and the can actually said strawberry shortcake, but it was still like a unique soda flavor. Strawberries there. It is creamy.
Yeah.
A wonderful soda. I don't indulge in a soda very often, but it was so hot. My car said it was like 108 degrees, if my car is to be believed. So hot. Not a cloud in the sky, so it's like bright and clear and arid.
Sunburned a little bit.
I'm amazed. I put on full sunblock before I left in the morning, but like I don't think the SPF was high enough. I got pinker than I normally allow myself to get. So hot, but I was like, I think you've earned a soda. This is the time when you can have a soda and like several glasses of water because your body's entirely dry.
Yep. But after that, we walked around a little bit downtown, went to the Botanical Gardens.
These Botanical Gardens were wonderful. I'd seen pictures of these online, and there's this big, there's like a bridge. It's like a huge cylinder just plopped across like 2 hills going over a little waterway. And you go inside, and it's like it's like the Climatron at the St. Louis Botanical Gardens. And I'd seen photos of that, and it looked really cool, but it was closed. And I didn't know that like just that part was closed and the rest of the garden was open and it was all free. Like you can just go in and walk around these beautiful gardens you have downtown.
Yeah.
So scenic. There's a huge like waterway, and it's filled with koi fish. So many koi fish.
Ducks.
Some of them are little. Some of them are big boys. They're like 2 feet long. They're neon orange. There's ducks. There's families around there like feeding the fish and the ducks. It's so cute.
Even though there are signs that say, hey, don't feed him. They're just like, here you go.
Right.
Have some food.
God, it was so charming. Even if it was hot as heck, it was very peaceful. I would love to have that in a city. Just like these beautiful gardens you could go see for free in the middle of the city. And we walked through the children's garden, which was so magical. It was so worth it.
So last time I was here, we did the same thing. We went to go walk the Botanical Gardens. I don't think that was like open because I hadn't been there in that like children's section. But yeah, it's like this outdoor playground kind of thing. kind of, I mentioned to you, like, this reminds me of something that would be on some like young children's like Nickelodeon show.
It did have some Nickelodeon vibes.
Yeah, just like big letters and stuff that are in there. Giant crayons in there with signs that say like, "Hey, don't believe what pink says," and then all
right.
That,
it's like yellow it's orange saying suns are orange, and yellow with the sign says, "Don't believe orange suns need to be yellow."
Right.
And red is like, "I'm tired of Santas. I'm tired of Valentine's hearts. Let me have holidays off."
Exactly. Yeah, just all sorts of different things to play on. Big hills and spirals and all sorts of stuff.
We go through a little maze, and then there's like this little like wooden fairy tale house in it, and then you step inside and there's musical panels on the floor, so you hop in there and you make notes.
Dum, dum, dum.
I didn't know that was in there.
Yeah. And then we cut through the maze, went back all around all of this stuff, and they had this like giant, I don't even know what you call it, like not a shower, but this like giant sculpture like thing. Yeah,
it looked like a dragon. It's got these like sort of iridescent little panels on it that look like dragon scales.
Yeah, and it's just spraying water out and misting, and there's fountains and all this stuff. So there's a bunch of kids and people out there playing and running through the water and all of that stuff. It was a blast. It was a lot of fun.
We walked past a very intensive quinceañera photo shoot that was nice to see.
She had a dress like the size of this room. God, it felt like
it was like an animated princess brought to life.
Yeah,
I wish her the best on being 15 years old.
Yeah. All sorts of stuff we got to go see and check out. It was a lot of fun. It was hot. It was very hot.
So hot. We had other things we could have done after that, but we're like, we all need to go to our separate homes. I need to go back to my hotel. I need to like lay down and watch Simpsons reruns and like let my body return to a normal temperature.
I napped. I passed the fuck out.
I bet. Yeah.
I was just like, go take a nap. That's what I needed. I do. But yeah, then after that is when we went to go see the movie.
Well, you took me to your comic book store.
Oh, yes.
So I was very happy to see in person.
Mm-hmm. And you picked up The Vision.
The Vision. I've been wanting paper copies of some of like my favorite comics we've read on the review show that I've only read digitally. Mm-hmm. So I got not the fanciest edition. Like you've got a hardback version of The Vision that's very cool. It's got a nice, soft trade paperback The Vision to put on my shelf and point at and say, I read that for a podcast once.
And it's a good book.
It is.
Yeah. So we went there to visit my comic book store. I got some things. They're super nice there. They don't always have the greatest communication between the employees, but they've always been super helpful and super nice. I picked up volume 5 and 6 of Swamp Thing by Alan Moore. I was thinking I would have to like be like, hey, can you order this? Because they had the box set, but they didn't have the individual things. And he was just like, I'll just rip open the box set and you can have the thing here. Because it's the exact same edition. It just comes in a little box. He's just like, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, so we did that stuff. And then after that is when we went to the movie.
Yeah. We did stop at Brahms to get some ice cream because Brahms I knew from Springfield, Missouri, and it was really good. And I was so excited to see that they were here and I could go again. I had a hot fudge and banana sundae with like toasted nuts on it. And holy heck, what a hot fudge that was.
That was a hot fudge.
Do you have a Brahms? Go to your Brahms and get a hot fudge anything. I really recommend it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, let's see. It's about half an hour into how long we've been recording. So
yeah, let's break and then let's talk about this movie theater.
Yes, we will take a quick break for some housekeeping and then we'll be right back. We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make. And yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts. And we'd love it if you check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows.
If you want to support what we do here at The Whatnauts, patreon.com/The Whatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and a thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/The Whatnauts, and we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you'd like to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today.
And we are back. Big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for supporting us. It means a lot. We appreciate it. We could not do this without your help. But yeah, cool things that we've been up to here at the Whatnauts. Melissa, you and I just recorded also live and in person.
Right
Technically,
here.
That was the first live recording that we did, but we didn't really live stream it out to everyone.
That was our dry run to make sure that this went successfully.
Yeah. We don't have to tell them that they were first. We were the first here.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, this is. This was the first one we planned, so it is first on our hearts.
Yeah. But episode 217 of the Whatnauts review show is also live and in person.
The live episode 217 special extravaganza.
In which we talk about the Muppet movie.
Right? A road trip classic. A movie about making your entertainment dreams come true.
Absolutely. So that was a lot of fun. On the Reactor Core, I have some reviews of Paper Girls up, so please go check those out as well. I know coming up we have She-Hulk.
Yes.
She-Hulk will be super exciting.
Soon.
I'm probably, I know this is a little bit more down the road, but I'm sure I will be doing some reactions to Star Wars Andor.
Right.
That looks really, really good.
When does he get here?
September.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
They're
close.
doing a 3-episode premiere that I think has gotten out of the way of She-Hulk. So She-Hulk will be done, and then that one will start.
I think you told me this yesterday, and my brain was so hot it forgot.
It was very hot. But yeah, so that was a lot of fun to do all that stuff. My housekeeping here. I think that is mostly it. We have crossplay from last week up. There should be some more stuff this week. It's still just kind of slow and steady on games and stuff like that. Not many big things, but Ignacio has started to play Digimon Survive.
Wow.
Which I know he has been looking forward to for a long time.
Absolutely.
So yeah, there you go. Let's see. Sam says, I wanted to leave a general comment on paper going, I thought this was about paper trails. No, not about paper trails, but that probably would have helped them somehow, some way.
Sam, we did go to the San Antonio River Walk that last time I came to visit. I think we also went to a mall then.
Yeah,
that's what I have to. That's what I have to do when I go to another city is go to its mall.
Yeah, indeed. Cool. Well, that's about it for housekeeping right now. But yeah, let's get back to the second half of the show.
Oh boy.
So do we want to do Yankee Candle first and then the 40X, or 40X first and then?
I gotta talk about this theater. Can you bring up photos of the theater?
Yeah, let me see here.
So I was very excited to go to the movies, not just because I love going to any movies, but we went to a Regal Cinema, which was nostalgic for me because in my preteen years, a mall opened up in my town that had a Regal theater. It was the first one in town. But then the mall died, and so the theater closed, and there's not really another Regal Cinema in St. Louis. So I hadn't been to one in ages. So I was excited for that alone. And this theater it's like a college campus. This theater is huge.
Yeah, it is ginormous. Big old bright sign out front,
full marquee, so neon,
all that stuff. But then they have their own section for IMAX that is its own, would be just as would be a theater by itself if it was that
they're
big.
Separate wings. They have an IMAX wing of the theater.
They have their own diner attached.
Yes.
You guys can see like right in there on that one. They have their own diner. Their IMAX is on this side. It's cut out of that picture, but that's it.
Show them the inside. Walking into the inside is like walking into a casino. I felt like I was in
small.
Vegas.
Let's see here. Is there a better one?
Oh my
This
God.
is
Look
inside.
at
Here
this. Look at that. They've got a full like concessions island. It's not a bar. It's a full island in the middle of this atrium that has this like illuminated ceiling. It's so fancy. I've never been anywhere like this before. This is the theater I dream about.
Right. And then, yeah, so you can go like check in with your ticket, and there's 2 sides that you can go to. And then on each side has its own concession stand.
Oh, right.
They weren't open, but it was still just like, hey, if it was like peak busy time, like they would have all these open. This is ginormous. This theater is huge. It's a blast. This is not the one I typically go to. I go to a Regal that's a little bit closer to where I live, but it is just as big. I was about to say just as big, not as big, but still like same kind of design. That stuff, just like huge on the inside. The screens are super large.
Wow.
They have. Let me see if I can do this. The seats
oh my God! Look at those.
kind of look like this, except those look plush. Whoops.
Those are very plush.
What am I doing here? Stop. Go back. Oh.
Photos from uniquevenues.com, and boy, is it.
Yeah. So the ones that I have in the theater I go to, they're more leather. But yeah, I mean, this is basically the seats look like. They recline. They're heated. You can hit a button and it'll heat up. Yeah, it's super fancy. We love it.
What a life-changing experience to go to this theater. And then we went to this theater specifically so that we could go see a movie in 4DX, which is basically a ride. You're in a seat that jostles, it moves you around, it vibrates, it shifts back and forth. Right, there's like it'll like hit you from the back if like a character gets punched, you get punched, and like there's mist. There's like there was supposed to be like scents. We didn't really smell anything. I don't know if they've like turned down the scents now that we're in like mask times, and they're like, why spend money on scent if people probably aren't really going to smell it? But there's like flashing lights so it can simulate like storms and water.
Muzzle flashes, yeah.
God, it's a ride. I loved it. It was so much fun. We went out of that, and it was your first time ever doing it.
Yeah.
And you were like, that was fun, but I don't know if I'd do it again. And I was like, I want to do this every time. So what else can I ride?
I still would recommend, like, go try it. Go experience it, because it's definitely different. It is a fun thing. I kind of view it more as a like maybe every once in a blue moon there's like some big dumb action blockbuster that you can go see, or if you go see something regularly and you like it enough to be like, that was a big dumb fun action blockbuster, you can be like, I'm gonna spend the extra money to then go see it in this like roller coaster thing.
Yes.
It's wild though.
What an experience. I loved it so much. What we went to go see was the brand new movie Bullet Train.
Yeah. It was fantastic. I liked it.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah. I think it was shot really beautifully. This is a movie that really takes advantage of the rare morning golden hour. A lot of the movie takes place at dawn. It stretches dawn out. I think it makes dawn last like 40 minutes.
Well, they are on a bullet train, so it is going really fast.
It's extra dawn, but like a beautiful movie to look at, a wonderful cast.
Yeah,
I've seen Aaron Taylor Johnson in things before. I have no strong feelings about him, but he's like so well styled in this movie.
Oh yeah,
he looks great. He's really charismatic. I really look forward to the next time I get to see him. Him and Brian Tyree Henry, two of our finest actors with 3 names. You got ATJ and BTH together. They're a team.
They were spectacular. Yeah, this was fantastic. It felt like a mix of Kill Bill, and John Wick, and Deadpool all rolled into one
on a train, and it's like going back and forth in time. And every time a new character appears, they like get a label on screen with their name, which is very helpful. And everybody is like code names, right? Oh, I've seen like 30 non-consecutive minutes of Kill Bill. I guess I've missed the part where it puts the name up on the screen.
It's like the name or like the chapter names that they do. So it has that similar feel. This is just nonstop action from start to finish. Great choreography. Oh, yeah. Stellar.
Especially when you get to feel it.
Yeah, when they get hit, you get hit.
This movie felt like it was designed. I was amazed that 4DX existed for many years and then Bullet Train came out. This should have been like the game that was released with the new gaming system.
So the stuff that I will say about 4DX that I didn't like as much, it did get out of sync a little bit. So that like someone would get hit and then you would get hit. Whereas at the start of the movie, it was like at the same time. It felt fantastic. But once it started to get desynced a small bit, it took me out of it just a bit, because then like I would see someone get hit and then anticipate it, which sucked. I mean, it is a roller coaster thing, so there's certain like smaller things that I wish they would be able to do that probably would play better if they could, but it doesn't work that way. You get, I mean, as we've mentioned, someone would get hit or shot and you would feel the impact in the seat. It would shake. But then there's a scene where he throws some toilet paper at them to get their attention. Yeah. And you get hit with the same amount of impact as that.
There's not a softer hit.
Yeah, just hit me with a soft one.
They only, be like, what the hell? They only have so many variations. I really liked when the seats would lean forward or lean back to mimic a swooping camera angle. Yeah. That's some of the... This is such a well-shot movie. There's shots in it that reminded me a lot of Multiverse of Madness, which came out just a few months ago. But like that was one of the most beautifully shot movies I'd seen in a long time. We're in a great time for cinematography. I'm very happy.
Absolutely. Yeah. Go check this out. This is well worth your time. Yeah. It is fantastic. But I guess this is where we should get into Yankee Goes to Hollywood.
Yeah, hit the button. Where's the button?
I don't have the button on this one, but boom, relax logo. There you go.
Can I hit a button?
I mean, so you can hit any of these meme buttons. Should we do a Spider-Man dance party?
Okay, when we're done, we'll do the Spider. Well, that's how we'll end the show, is the Spider-Man dance party. As long as I get to hit all button before I leave. Okay, so what? We went into this 4D experience expecting that we would smell Bullet Train. I was telling my brother about this, and he's like, why do you want to smell like a sweaty train with people on it? And I'm like, I guess I think it would smell like Japanese snack foods.
I mean, they did have those like wasabi.
Right. I want to smell like wasabi peas. That's what I was hoping for. You know, those, like, Aaron Taylor Johnson probably is like a good cologne on, right? Yeah. These look like some of these characters would probably smell pretty good. I don't know what very expensive perfume the Prince has on. I wish I had that. Yeah.
I will say the soundtrack is also fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
That's something I forgot to mention.
I think the trailers had the Japanese cover of Stayin' Alive. That is in the movie. There's also another Japanese cover of a pop song. It's a nice treat.
Hero, yeah.
At one point, they play an Engelbert Humperdinck song and they caption it on the screen because these two characters are arguing about, on the last mission, how many people they killed. Yeah. And then it flashes on screen like, this is how many people they killed, featuring Engelbert Humperdinck, and it plays one of his songs as they like go back through everything they did in this meta moment where they'll kill somebody and then they'll turn to the screen and they'll say like, that was number 3.
Yeah. So what does Bullet Train smell like?
This is very straightforward. It smells like lemon and tangerine. Like it's right there in front of us.
Yes. Yeah. It has that. I I think it does have like a hint of that wasabi though in it, like a
spicy
like a spicy citrusy smell, taste. I don't know.
Lick the candle, tastes like wasabi.
Scratch and sniff, scratch and taste.
If you could have a candle that smelled like air conditioning, you know, that sort of like heightened, cool, clean scent of like a very well air conditioned space.
Pine Sol.
Not Pine Sol, but it doesn't. It just smells cool.
Sure. Yeah.
If the candle could smell like that, that train looked like it had like heightened air conditioning.
Yes.
That train looked like it might be slightly chilly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that would be a good. It'd be like a citrusy lemon tangerine swirl with a little hint of wasabi.
Right.
Spice it up.
Now, Kyle,
yes.
I have another surprise game for you.
Oh boy.
This movie starred Missouri's own Brad Pitt. I was very happy I got to visit this other state and we saw movies featuring one of my fellow statesmen. How many other people from Missouri can you name that I've ever told you about? Because I feel like every time I get the opportunity, I point out, we're walking through the mall and I point at the Build-A-Bear Workshop and I'm like, did you know Build-A-Bear Workshop started in St. Louis?
I don't know why this one has stuck out in my head. The only one that I kind of remember is Jon Hamm, right?
Ham's true.
Yeah.
Ham boy, homeboy.
Yeah. That's kind of it. That's the only one I remember. I don't know.
I know I've talked about the Gunn brothers before. James and Sean Gunn are locals. Yeah. I think when we talked about Peacemaker, I pointed out all the little St. Louis details that are in there, just like street names and things like that. Many people
remember that now.
Right. Yeah. Evan Peters is from St. Louis.
Okay.
Right. Half the cast of The Office: Jenna Fisher, Phyllis Smith, Ellie Kemper.
Amazing.
Vincent Price.
Yes.
Teaser for Halloween on the review show. I want to get us to talk about some Vincent Price.
For sure. Yeah. That would be great.
This game would have been more fun if you remembered a second name on your own.
You know me, I'm terrible with names. I'm awful. I'm so bad.
You didn't even have a rough summation of a guy.
You know, the guy that does the like thing. He was in the movie. You know the movie.
Guy from Movie. We all love Guy from Movie. John Goodman.
Oh yes. So I do have to say, like when I said Jon Hamm, his name came to mind, but I wasn't sure. I was like, why am I remembering that? Like, what did she say that? Or why am I thinking of John Goodman?
We've encountered John Goodman before. I've brought it up. One of Missouri. Yeah. If you go to the zoo, if you go to the St. Louis Zoo and you go to the Sea Lion show, he's like the pre-show announcement.
The John Goodman Memorial Sea Lion
still alive.
Exhibit. Yeah.
Still alive, an eternal treasure. Ken Page, who's the voice of the Oogie Boogie Man from Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay. When I go to that theater every summer, he's that pre-show announcement. Awesome. He's the one who tells you, welcome to tonight's showing of Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Great.
I've seen him on stage several times. He's a real delight.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah, I absolutely failed at that game.
That's okay. I don't know anybody from Virginia. You never told me.
Ooh, Virginia. Oh God, what's his name? Guy who does the soundtrack to Despicable Me.
Pharrell?
Pharrell, yeah. You know me, hip hop.
Well, at least I did know that. I did get there.
Yeah, he's from Virginia Beach.
That's cool. Did not know that.
Yeah.
Are there many other hats in Virginia, or is he Virginia's most hat-wearing citizen?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people wear hats in Virginia. I don't know.
When I think of Pharrell, I think of his multitude of hats.
Multitude of hats.
Those are his two credits. Despicable Me hats.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know Clips is from Virginia, but you wouldn't know that again. Hip hop pop.
See, hip hop pop. I don't know.
I don't really remember off the top of my head. Who's
someday we'll learn
out there. Yeah.
Someday we'll learn.
One day.
Who's from Oklahoma? I don't know. We're going to learn.
There's that play.
The musical, right?
Yeah. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Twister was shot here. right?
Twister was. I don't know. Parts of it must have been shot here.
Yeah.
Part of it must have been. They couldn't have done the entire thing outside of Oklahoma.
Yeah. I don't know. So I real quickly, I want to go back to Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah.
Last I saw him, I guess, was in Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Oh, he's in Tenet.
Okay, so so here's what happened with Tenet.
That's what everybody says after seeing Tenet. It's a movie that you really go through a full experience.
It has been on my list of things to watch for a long time.
You haven't watched Tenet yet?
I started it. I got about 2/3 of the way through, I think. And then I was like, it's late. I need to go to bed. So I went to bed and then woke up the next day. Work was slow. So I was like, okay, let me watch it while I'm here at work. August 1st. They took it off HBO Max.
Oh my God.
I can't finish it. It's not streaming right now.
You'll acquire it somewhere.
I can go rent it if I really want to.
Tenet.
It was very good from what I saw. But yeah, I haven't seen the ending of Tenet.
Okay, so now I could put this on the list of review show pitches for category movies that you have to draw a diagram to understand.
Yep.
The other one's Interstellar. It could just be specifically Christopher Nolan, our finest diagram director.
There you go. Yeah, so I started to watch that, but did not finish it.
Wow. Did you get to see him at all? He's in like the last chunk of the movie.
Then probably not.
Oh my God. So right. So I guess the last time you did see him was Age of Ultron.
Right. So, but here's the thing. Yeah, well, last I saw him was in the Avengers. The next thing I heard was that he was cast as Kraven.
Yeah.
Kraven the Hunter. That was one I was just like, I don't know. I don't see him doing that.
I believe in him.
Look, after seeing him in Bullet Train, that dude is swole. He is huge now. And he absolutely has the physicality to be
such pretty
Kraven.
eyes, too. His eyes have never stood out before in any other role. Nobody was talking about Quicksilver's eyes.
Yeah, but he was fantastic, and I
love the whole
don't even
cast.
think I knew that or realized that was him until after the movie. I was just like, I don't even know who this guy is. But like that's I don't recognize. Like he looks like a completely different person now. That I'm just like, whoa, I can see this guy. He's Kraven, yeah.
There was a video before the movie started where Aaron Taylor Johnson and Brian Tyree Henry come out and introduce
Still
themselves
didn't recognize him.
and remind you to see Bullet Train. He said his name to you.
Still didn't recognize him.
I gotta say, also, very happy that, like, with this and Eternals, I'd love to go to the theater and see Brian Tyree Henry. I hope I have many more opportunities to do it.
Yes.
Great cast all around. Many like little surprise appearances by people.
Surprise casting that did not know about. Fantastic movie indeed.
Mm-hmm. Also, we got a 40X trailer. They played the trailer for Black Adam, and we also got to ride Black Adam for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Accidentally hit both of them.
2 minutes is all I needed.
But yeah, it was good. It was a lot of fun.
Good selection of trailers.
Recommend it.
I'd seen the poster for The Woman King. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, that was the first time I saw that one. Got to see the Black Panther teaser on the big screen. That was
great.
fantastic.
Yeah. Oh man.
Lots of good stuff.
Yeah, exciting time for films.
Yeah. There is a bunch of like pop culture news and stuff that's been happening now. I don't know if you want to cover it now, if you want to push that till next week. We've been here for about 50 something minutes.
Let's run through some highlights. What do you got?
Well, there's not too much. So Sam is mentioning here in the chat there's some stuff happening with HBO Max. The merger with Discovery is complete. It happened finally which means that the execs at Discovery are now in charge of HBO Max. And one of the big things is that Batgirl was canceled. That came to a surprise for a lot of people. Of course, we got confirmation that Lady Gaga is in Joker 2, and that it will in fact be a musical that was rumored about a while back. We talked about it here on the show, so we now have confirmation of that. They apparently are working on a 10-year plan for the cinematic universe for the DC movies.
Good to have a plan.
Yeah, because they obviously barely had one.
Wait a minute, they're working on it. They're working on it. Did not previously have a plan.
No,
Okay.
Who knows? Strange that, like, they still have not addressed Ezra Miller. Which... I kind of hope they recast, but knowing that it's loosely based on the Flashpoint story. I mean, we read the comic of that. It is basically what launched DC's New 52, so which was a reset of the universe. So I'm wondering if they are trying to come up with some way to, like, hey, this is maybe a reset of the universe going forward.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I'm baffled as to why they didn't cancel that one or postpone it or like make some statement, say something. But yeah, there's been nothing with that. And then Batgirl got canceled, like I mentioned. Apparently, that one is almost done.
I'm not super familiar with Batgirl, the character. I'm not very familiar with this property. Was this a movie? Was this a show?
It was a movie.
Okay.
Originally was supposed to be Joss Whedon making it, and then of course all the stuff about him came out, and they were like, "Yeah, let's not have him be on this." So it was in development hell for a while. Got spun up. Again, Sam was like, it was like 90% done. People are like, hey, what if we just leak the movie? And put it out that way? 'Cause that's kind of what happened to Deadpool too, is that it got canceled and then they leaked some of the footage and they were like, oh, this actually looks good. Like, apparently they're doing all of these cancellations to recoup costs from buying out HBO Max and all of that stuff. One of the smaller ones that I saw got canceled was a straight to HBO Max sequel to Scoob,
which I had not heard of or thought of at all.
Did not know was a thing. Didn't know it was happening until I saw that it got canceled. And apparently it was being written by Paul Dini from Batman the Animated Series, and he's phenomenal. And I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was supposed to be like a Christmas themed thing, and it was done.
What?
It's done, and they're just not releasing it.
Why?
How
does it make more? You must make at least some money if you just put it there. Even if you don't like make a poster or
children
advertise
will watch
it at
this.
all.
Children will watch it, guaranteed.
It just exists.
Yeah, and they were just like, nope, done. So yeah, there's weird stuff happening at HBO Max and Discovery. We'll see.
I do like HBO Max a lot. I gotta say, out of all the streaming platforms, that's the one whose interface I enjoy the most. Which I know nobody is ranking streaming services on the interface. But I go to Netflix, it's too crowded. I hover over something for a second too long and it's suddenly playing at me. It's loud, it's crowded. Hulu's almost like too segmented. I have to go into so many subfolders to find something on Hulu. All the icons on Prime are too small and it's like gray. It's not an exciting color space to be in. I love the way HBO Max looks. I love the purple. I think all the graphics are like appropriately sized. They vary the size of the icons, so you're not just locked into a single grid the whole time. I like the different categories. Like in terms of the visual layout and the organization and how you navigate it, I love HBO Max. Again, nobody else judges them on this metric, but I do. It's the place I visually like to spend the most time. if I've got a free night and I want a movie, I always go to HBO Max first.
Yeah. There you go.
So I hope it picks up and I don't look like an absolute chump for saying HBO Max is my favorite.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is getting more content because it is merging. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, there's been a lot that people have not liked. But next up, you and I were talking about this at lunch just today.
Yes.
Keanu Reeves is making his TV debut on Hulu for a show called Devil in the White City.
Yes, which is a story it's based on a book. I've not read the book, but I know the bullet points of the story it's based off of, which is the tale of H.H. Holmes, who was a serial killer hotelier in Chicago during the 1893 World's Fair, when all these people were flooding Chicago. They needed a place to stay, and he had this hotel. And you would check into the hotel and you wouldn't check out. He had like trap doors and devices and like secret passageways and hidden rooms. Just this mousetrap of a building that was designed to capture you and kill you. And then he would like just do experiments on bodies and like sell a lot of them. Like that's how he made a lot of his money, was just like during the days when people were like, I need to know how bodies work because I want to be a doctor. Who will give me a body? Where do I get body from? He would just like be like selling skeletons.
And you need a skeleton on here? You need this? What do you need? I got all kinds of bones.
I learned about this. This was one of the early episodes of the podcast Lore. Do you know Lore?
I know of it, yes.
Lore's wonderful. This is like one of the episodes that really sold me on Lore. Which is like a half-hour-ish, very well researched, very well produced, just story of historical horror. Check it out. Yeah. Enjoy a Lore.
I'm excited for that one. I love me a good crime show.
You do?
Yeah. All of that stuff. Let's see. Other stuff. We got a new trailer for Andor, the next Star Wars show on Disney Plus. Looks phenomenal. I don't think anyone was expecting it to look as good as it does. Partly because this was the first of the Star Wars Disney Plus shows shot on location, not using that like screen work stuff where they have the like giant
volume
thing. I forget it's like screen work or craft work, something like that. I forget exactly what.
Work.
I don't know what it's called. But yeah, just big giant screen that they display these like CGI back.
It's called the volume, right?
It's something work. It's like screen work or craft work.
It is not German techno band Kraftwerk.
No, it's not the band. I'm not talking about that. If you look up like the Andor trailer, let me look it up here on this one too.
No, I googled the volume and it's telling me it's a sports podcast. I'm like, that isn't it.
Star Wars.
Welcome to episode 200, where we argue about the name of behind-the-scenes cinematic technology.
Yeah. Star Wars Andor. Where's the Wikipedia page? Okay. Let's see. Command FWORK. Where does it show all of that? Doop. Looking for...
I'm seeing it called The Volume.
I've never heard it called that before. Interesting. Weird. Where is this? Why can't I find it? This totally got derailed.
It's that thing. You've seen like a behind the scenes clip of The Mandalorian. You know what the thing is.
Yeah. So this is apparently the first one that is shot on location, which is interesting.
Okay. It was the first live action Star Wars series to not make use of the Stagecraft digital. Okay, so maybe The Volume is the product and Stagecraft is the company that made the product.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. So it actually looks like a Star Wars movie rather than like, oh, this is a Disney Plus show. They didn't have as much money. This looks great.
I would say that like The Mandalorian doesn't look very good.
I mean, it looks good, but it also, you can tell it's like, okay, this was still shot in a studio. Like it's not up to the same level as like a full movie.
Okay, yeah.
Stuff like that. So if that stuff was here and the movies are here, this is like right up there, in the middle there. So yeah, there was all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that looks fantastic. That got moved to September, where it will have a 3-episode premiere. It got out of the way of She-Hulk, which is the next thing that kind of got a new TV spot trailer that announced that it is actually being delayed by a day.
So baffling.
Strange, yeah. So instead of Wednesdays, it's now on Thursdays to do.
What's going to happen on Wednesdays now?
No idea. Who knows? But yeah, so it'll be She-Hulk, and then it will be Andor after that.
Okay.
Last but not least, Eternals 2.
Two Eternals. It's two Eternals.
Yeah, sure.
It's two Eternals.
That got teased by Patton Oswalt. So interesting. I don't know if that means he's in the movie. I don't know if he knows something about it.
Pip. Remember Pip?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he would be in it. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's an all Pip film, actually.
My good sir.
Right, it's the Eros and Pip adventures featuring
the Eternals.
Thena and Druig in small supporting roles.
So yeah, that got teased. That I guess it is in the works. They're working on it. Just not many details with that. It'll be happening down the road.
Interesting that there would be. I liked the Eternals. I liked it a lot more than a lot of other people did. I can't tell you why. I don't know what happened in my head.
It's just different
to like give that one a thumbs up. Yeah,
it stands out.
It does, and it's something that like I do want to see a lot more from. But I wasn't sure like if it would be best suited to be a film, or given the large cast, better suited to be a TV show, a Disney Plus show. So the idea that it might be a full sequel, Eternals 2, that is intriguing. I wonder what they would get up to.
Who knows? But yeah, that's kind of, I think, all of the big stuff that I saw this week in terms of pop culture stuff.
Yeah.
So there you go. I think that's almost it. I think we need to have like a Spider-Man dance party in here. There's a thing that I've been working on because I'm thinking of doing solo streams while I'm like working on the podcast and stuff like that. So I've been working on this like local Gundam expert intro that goes like this.
Wow, look at them. God, I like that they dance. They look like that NFL robot.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly, I love it. Yeah, and it has the Gundam songs playing on there and everything. Songs. So whenever I'm on stream and I'm talking about Gundam or stuff like that, I can just hit the button and be like, "Local Gundam expert, Kyle Springer."
I'm happy you have that. Yeah. It's fun to see all your Gundam stuff live in person. Yeah. When you invited me out here, the first thing you said was, "You should come visit. You can see all my comics."
See all the Street Shark action figures.
You listed Street Sharks ahead of "You can meet my girlfriend," which I really enjoyed. It's been a lot of fun to hang out with you and her all weekend.
Yep.
Be in your cute house, see the whole studio, and yeah, it is pretty cool to look over there. One of these Street Sharks has hair. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the one with the guitar.
Wow, what are their names?
Oh, good. Hey, I'm a Gundam expert.
What are my godchildren's names?
It doesn't say local Street Shark expert. It says local Gundam expert. So yeah, we have all of that stuff. It has been fantastic to have you here, indeed.
Thank
you. So yeah, we will absolutely have to do this again sometime.
I've been thinking of stuff I could show you if you came out to St. Louis. We've got the Science Center's got an OmniMax, which is an IMAX theater that's an entire dome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. That could be fun.
Many free museums, our own botanical gardens, again with dome. We're a big dome city.
Interesting. Good stuff. Well, let's do our Spider-Man dance party.
Let's close it out, folks.
And then we'll get out of here.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us for episode 200, The Road Show.
Yes, exactly. So let's hit it. Spider-Man dance
I want to hit it. I want to hit it. It's
Go for
my
it.
job. Yeah!
Woo! Spider-Man dance party! Hell yeah!
Oh my God, it's so long. It keeps going.
15 seconds. Good stuff. Good fun indeed. Good fun. Well, Melissa, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Wilkywit. That's WILKYWIT. And listen to my other podcast, Saturday Morning Obscurities, show where me and my brother Jams talk about weird old kid shows you feel like only you remember.
You guys can find me at YoKyleSpringer on Twitter. And if you'd like to stay up to date with all of the stuff that we do here at the Whatnauts, all of the craziness, all the review shows and reactor cores, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. So please go like, share, and subscribe. That would help us out a ton. And we will see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.